Ah, it's that time of year again. The best damn day ever. 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 Okay, now. It's my birthday, and it's time to celebrate by revisiting one of my favorite movies. And actually going out and celebrating my birthday, not being one of those creatures in the attic who never gets off a laptop. That was literally the same joke I said last year when I reviewed The Empire Strikes Back. Anyway, it's my birthday, looking pretty darn good for an 89-year-old, and I'm gonna review my favorite movie of all time, Gojira, 1954, the original Japanese masterpiece. Not the one with Raymond Burr that would literally add additional footage with him in it and have American actors ad-lib all the Japanese characters' lines. So it's not the same and as close to me as the original Japanese version. Gojira was one of the first movies I ever saw, and it was the movie that got me hooked into this whole movie business and how it's done. It got me into acting as well. I performed a lot on stage to get my name known, and I watch a shit ton of movies and everything nerd-like all because of this movie. And now it's time to do a revisit of Gojira. Yes, because years back when I first reviewed this movie, I shot it from like my laptop with a camera facing it on a stack of DVDs. Yep, garbage. And the second time, I got a little better at it, but I did the entire review unscripted, so I didn't know much of what I was saying. I couldn't even memorize Dr. Serizawa's name, so I had to place it on there as like a subtitle error mistake. Serizawa, for God's sakes, okay? But now, on January 30th, 2019, I'm more ready than ever before to do a proper error-free, shitty camera-free, name fuck-up-free, and, happy birthday to me. That rhymed. The film that sparked 30-plus films begins with a horrifying experience people on a boat witness. It's a really scary scene where you don't see what scares you and it's left to your imagination. But, judging what you see on camera, you can tell that it's not good. And throughout the film, you don't see Godzilla. You just see the tidal waves and destruction he causes along with his terrifying roar. Until you get up to that reveal up on the mountaintop. And you're like, holy shit, it's Godzilla! Amazing. Words can't describe how awesome this scene is. In the Raymond Burr version, they literally show stock footage from like 5 seconds ago and show more of Godzilla doing the same roar and movements, even though the Japanese version, all you needed was those 3 shots and you're hooked with this beast. So yeah, I love this movie. Happy birthday to me. So one of the biggest questions asked about this movie is if it is a horror film and belongs in the category of horror. Some would say it's a sci-fi movie because of the scientific experiments Dr. Serizawa does in his lab. See, I didn't forget his name like last time. And all the press conference scenes that explain exactly what Godzilla is. But to me, in all honesty, I call it a horror film, and Godzilla should be placed in the list of horror icons, at least the 1954 Godzilla, and only that version, because we all know the gist in later films. Oh man. But the main reason I say it's a horror film is because of how deep it goes into the devastation that Godzilla causes, and how the people of Tokyo are affected by this. That's the real horror, and there are a lot of sad scenes that if they happened in real life can be very horrifying and devastating. Like when the mom is holding her kids and watching as Godzilla decimates the city, she tells her kids that they will be reunited with their father very soon. I mean, that's really deep. It hits you right in the heart. And then in another scene, when everyone is in the hospital after the attack, a little girl watches as her mother, who didn't make it, is taken away and she cries out. See man, that's really sad and horrifying, which is why I call it a horror film. They really nailed the realistic aftermath of something so devastating to this earth. And even Godzilla himself is really scary. Although the man in the costume didn't have such a great time inside the suit because it was hot as hell, the man could only see from its neck up, and the actor passed out on set. But let's not make that get in the way, because what you see on camera is amazing, and how all the angles from Godzilla are shot from his lower chest up make for some terrifying images, and also, of course, along with his roar that was created by a rubber glove softly touching its hand on a bass guitar, no joke. And also, the reveal of his atomic breath is still really bone-chilling. Cause, like, you're not expecting it, especially if you're watching this from back in 1954. Now, the atomic breath looks more awesome and destructive. Oh, just a side note, if they ever remake this movie, yeah, this is the suit they should use. Happy birthday to me. Having been said everything about this movie, I love Godzilla, the characters who I haven't mentioned that much because Godzilla's the main star, lol, but they're still interesting and cool to get behind. The camera shots, the destruction scenes, the mini set which looks like a playground for Godzilla, and finally the end with Dr. Serizawa sacrificing himself to save mankind from Godzilla so that no one can know the secret to his oxygen destroyer. Excuse me, I mean oxygen destroyer! Okay, now happy birthday to me. Godzilla is killed with the oxygen destroyer and turned to bones, and everyone lives happily ever after. Seriously, the final shot seems like something out of a fantasy film with the ocean and the sunrise. But anywho, there you have my favorite movie of all time. A horror film? Yes. A sci-fi film? Yes. A monster film? Yes. A porno film? No. Happy birthday to me. This film really means a lot to me because of the history I have with it, and the history the film has itself. It sparked history with an iconic character and several movies which I all thoroughly enjoy. Some, maybe. But never, ever, ever... Okay, now, forget the original 1954 Japanese masterpiece. Now let me go celebrate my birthday, and always, always keep a lookout for Gojira. And Destroyer! Happy birthday to me.